The New York Yankees are picking up Tim Hill's $3 million club option for the 2026 season. This is according to Jorge Castillo of ESPN. The left-hander put up a 3.09 ERA in 70 appearances with the New York Yankees this year. We're going to talk about what his future outlook looks like, what we can expect in 2026, what other moves the Yankees should be looking to make in the bullpen. All of that right here on Fireside Yankees. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to get notifications on our next upload. And finally, check out EmpireSportsMedia.com, where we have written coverage of the New York Yankees and all of your favorite New York sports teams. Without further ado, let's just get right into this. Now, Tim Hill this past year was a successful reliever for the Yankees. He had a good ERA. If you look at his win probability added at 0.88, it meant that he was a productive reliever, not just an ERA, but also made an impact on the Yankees being able to win baseball games. He improved as the leverage of situation improved, but it was a step back from his 2024 season. Now, in 35 appearances with the Yankees, he had 44 innings pitched, a 2.05 ERA, and a 3.62 FIP. On the season with the White Sox and Yankees, he had allowed just 2 home runs. Those 2 home runs came with the Yankees. But in 2025, the ERA climbed to 3.09 from 2.05, and the FIP climbed from 3.62 to 4.30. He allowed 8 home runs in 67 innings, which is the second most he's ever allowed in his career, and his 1.07 home runs per 9 is a massive increase from this past season. His 7.9% barrel percentage, 90-mile-per-hour average exit velocity, and 44.9% hard hit rate are also career worst marks for Hill, which all bring some questions about how effective he'll be as he's another year older in 2026. Now, the first thing I note with Tim Hill is that as an extreme ground ball pitcher, he is still an effective and an above-average relief pitcher at this point in his career. He's better what you're going to find for $3 million on the free agent market, and that's why the Yankees picked him up on that deal. He is a good pitcher, he's a productive pitcher, but I do not believe he should be looked at as the kind of guy who can be your third or fourth best reliever in your bullpen. This is where the Yankees being able to make additions to their bullpen comes into play, because where Hill sits in the depth chart is going to determine the efficiency and the effectiveness of this bullpen. As things stand right now, he would likely slot as the 4th most productive reliever currently on the active roster. You have Bednar, Doval, and Cruz all ahead of him, and Hill would definitely slide ahead of Mark Lear Jr., Ian Hamilton, Jake Bird, Brent Hedrick, or Yerry De Los Santos. So with that being said, the Yankees are going to need to add 1 or 2 more relievers to improve and bolster this bullpen. You can hope that they trade for one and sign one. I know the Yankees have done a really good job of finding value on the free agent market. You also wonder whether they will bring back guys like Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the Yankee bullpen depth is definitely a weakness on the team, and I expect Brian Cashman to try and address that area of the roster. Now, there are some internal options who I think can step up in 2026, whether that's Brent Hedrick or Jake Bird. Bird was their deadline acquisition from the Rockies and does have some really good swing and miss numbers. He added a cutter at the minor league level, and I think he could be an effective reliever at the big league level. Brent Hedrick had a good ERA at 3.13 and struck out over 30% of batters faced this year. He struck out nearly a third of them. His walk rate of 7.6% was good. He just allowed the home run ball way too much, but as a big swing and miss arm with a good four-seam fastball from the left-handed side, I definitely expect to see Hedrick in some capacity in the 2026 bullpen, whether that's as someone fighting for a job or as someone whose job is not virtually handed to them, but is in safe hands because of injuries or the team really liking him. Now, with that being said, I do think that Luke Weaver and Devin Williams aren't players to just ignore in this free agent conversation. Luke Weaver isn't someone who's going to cost a significant sum of money coming off of a year where his stuff didn't look as great, his command wasn't there, and he really unraveled by the end. He was very ineffective in their postseason run. I'd also like to add with Luke Weaver that the team doesn't think he's awful. I think that we all have this view of Luke Weaver that is more negative than the numbers reflect because of how poor he was in the postseason. But if you look at his year as a whole, he was a more effective version of Tim Hill in terms of ERA and win probability added. It was a 3.62 ERA, a 2.97 expected ERA, a 27.5% strikeout rate, a 1.67 win probability added. It actually led all relievers in this bullpen and win probability added, which means that Weaver was the most impactful in a positive manner in the Yankee bullpen this past season. So I'm not completely of the opinion that the Yankees are going to ignore Weaver on the market and let him walk, but there are some things that are important to note here. Some teams might consider signing him as a starter. Obviously, the Yankees aren't going to be in that camp, or they may not be as aggressive in that camp. I think Weaver is someone who they value as a reliever, and at the end of the day, the numbers are pretty good this year. It just was bad performances at the worst times possible. possible. In the case of Devin Williams, we've learned here at Fireside Yankees that Williams is open to a return with the Yankees. He's not going to completely ignore the Yankees on the free agent market. He's open to a return here. He would welcome it. And whether he comes back or not remains to be seen. Do the Yankees believe he's someone that they can invest significant financial capital to, even for 1 or 2 years? How does that affect their luxury tax payroll? How does that affect their ability to pursue other players on the market, whether that's Cody Bellinger, a starting pitcher, other relievers, Kyle Tucker, whoever it may be? I don't know who they'll pursue, but I do understand that Devin Williams on a 1+1 or a 1 year or short-term deal is going to have an increased AAV compared to his market value. I don't know if the Yankees are going to be a team that offers that kind of money, and they also cannot offer a closer job to Devin Williams, which other teams might be able to do. So that is all part of this conversation as well. But let me know what you guys think about Tim Hill being back and what the Yankees need to do next in their bullpen. Free agency isn't even officially started. The Yankees cannot negotiate with players who are free agents that are not their own free agents just yet. So time will tell how things will shake out here. But if you like this video, if you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media channels, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or of course this YouTube page. We greatly appreciate your continued support, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Perfect.